Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Taylor Plott and Brian Gobble. Michael Marks is out sick today, guys, but got a lot going on today. I didn't get I was in Disney World yesterday and driving back. Got in at the bright time of 4 o'clock this morning. So, kids wake you up at 8, feeling spry, all of those things. But it's good to see you guys again. It's good to be back on the show, and it's good to get going. But funny thing happened over the weekend. I know some stuff happened in the NFL, but we had some stuff going on in college football. Before we get into the playoff, what was your all's biggest takeaway from championship weekend across the leagues?
Biggest takeaway? My biggest takeaway is playoff system's broken. The criteria to get in is broken. I think that's the biggest issue that I have, because there are many teams that you could argue to be in, and those teams didn't make it in favor of two lesser teams. Right. And we're about to see a rematch that we've already played earlier in the year. Matches. But Tulane and Ole Miss, like we already saw that game, and so why is the playoff format giving us something we've already seen? We know that other teams are more formidable opponents than James Madison, Tulane. You can pick whichever one. You can pick Texas if you want to, Vanderbilt. Notre Dame, obviously, has been the big talking point. So my big takeaway from the weekend, I am excited for the new criteria, the new rules, the new format. I think it's coming next year, maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
They make this stuff up on the fly. But
they do.
It's their own fault, because they created this system when the Pac-12 was still a thing.
Yes.
And they're thinking, okay, well, it will allow our Power 4 conference champions and a Group of 5 champion to get in. Okay, someone from the Group of 5's got to make it, because you never know. The way college football is, you never know. But when the ACC just sucks, an ACC team does get in, one that didn't play in the championship game. When that conference has a screwed up way of doing things, they set themselves up for failure. Don't blame James Madison. Blame the ACC for not handling their business.
Yeah. And I was kind of with that kind of same mindset yesterday. We're on here. We're talking with Michael. Is my beef with that is you've told us this is the 12 best teams. Yeah. You've told us before it was supposed to be the 4 best teams. I could go along with saying it was the 4 best teams, but now you've got this criteria in place where it's really not the 12 best teams. In this instance, it's the 10 best teams plus 2 extra come on along. You've kind of, made it in here. So there needs to be a difference with it. I'm all for being able to have a group of 5 team or 2 group of 5 teams every now and then, but you got to do it with the system to where instead of you telling us this is the 12 best teams, say this is the 10 best, and then there's two deserving
trophies.
Right. So there does need to be some adjustment to it. From a Saturday perspective, I will say 2 things stood out to me. One, Indiana showed me that they are legit. I feel like they proved that to a point when they played Oregon at Oregon and beat them. I felt like that was eye-opening. But, Big Ten championship against Ohio State, I remember you talking about how it seemed like Ohio State maybe was a little more lackluster-ish. I could kind of see that. Yeah. But Indiana still had to go out there and do what they needed to do, and they did. So that proved to me that they're legit. And Alabama is still leaking oil, and if they don't fix things, it's going to be one and done.
I think, the group of 5s is one thing. I think Alabama is the biggest story of all of this. A 9-3 team got boat raced on Saturday by Georgia, and might have been shut out if it wasn't for one guy getting like 45 yards and penalties drive, and when they scored. So that's the big thing. It's a 3-loss team that, frankly, is not playing good right now. They're playing it's basically Florida State loss level bad right now, and they get in over Notre Dame, or they get in over a BYU. I mean, BYU has 2 losses, both to a team that gets a bye.
Yeah.
So, and when you look at the metrics, BYU has better strength of record, strength of schedule, all of the stuff down the line. Notre Dame, I'm so happy this happened. I am so happy.
You wanted to join a conference.
Yes.
And then I do, because, it's them and UConn.
Yeah.
I mean, but UConn doesn't get if you finish in the top 12 provisions, you get in. It's like, no. Like, you've been warned about this for a long time, that this could happen. Because, their AD is going to go out there and burn a bridge with the ACC. Well, it's systematically broken. Like, dude, have you seen what's going on in college football right now? Power 4 teams who are playing each other are canceling their games like clockwork right now. Alabama, West Virginia. There's several others. I think Tennessee canceled a couple, Holmes. Like, they're doing that because they're all going the Indiana way. We're going to play 3 cupcakes, and then we're going to go through the conference schedule.
Yep.
And Notre Dame thinks they're going to be one of those teams. They think they're going to get a deal with the Big Ten or get a deal with the SEC. Burn that bridge and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because last time I checked, they don't play Michigan every year anymore. They don't play Michigan State every year anymore. They're about to lose USC. And then they're going to burn the bridge with the ACC. Do it. Yeah. Do it. Go play Nevada. Go play Marshall. Go play all these teams every year. Like, this is your own doing.
Yeah.
If you want to burn that bridge, burn it. Get out of our hair and let the big boys who actually want to take this game seriously and sports seriously, they've had their cake and ate it for a long time, and now they ain't got no cake anymore.
Yeah, it's good. Did you listen to the interview? Like, I'm sure
my blood pressure was going.
Yeah.
On top of just being in Disney World and everything else that comes along with it, but my blood pressure was boiling.
Yeah.
Listening to that guy.
Man, he had some interesting takes. He might have done multiple interviews. I'm not sure, but I listened to the Dan Patrick interview on the way.
The one I did.
And I thought Dan asked some good questions. And
Dan doesn't pull any punches.
No, he doesn't. It was a good interview, and he was pretty much just crying. He's like, "Oh, the ACC, they've turned our backs against us. We never do this to them. They're fighting for their own. Like, they get no advantage if Notre Dame gets in the playoff. They get an advantage if Miami's in the playoff. So I don't know why he's sitting there just crying about it.
They're fighting for the team that beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's their job. Notre Dame is not a football playing member of their league.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm the same way, and the comment I made yesterday in the office was just Notre Dame just is trying to be like, oh, we're Notre Dame, we deserve everything. Yeah. We're like the big program in college football. We're all blah 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 blah, and I sit here and it's just like, well, if you were in a conference, it probably would be different than this year. Right. And that goes back to the discussion we had earlier in the year, which is, should they be? And I think this is a year that they probably would have benefited from being in a conference. I don't know what ACC schedule they would have had, I know that Michael and I were discussing it. They had 6 ACC teams on their schedule this year, and 2 of them I think were ranked opponents.
Yeah,
Pitt
Pitt was.
was,
Trying to think
or
of
maybe
the other.
maybe it was just Pitt, and the others were A&M
Yeah.
and Miami, and then USC. But anyway, if you had gone with 8 teams in the ACC, you could have played a Virginia.
Right.
You could have played a Duke maybe. But if you played Duke later in the year, that probably would have ended up being a quality win based on how Duke was performing at that point. And instead of having your strength of schedule or whatever ranked in like the 30s, you could have been bumped up to
Yeah.
where you were a little more accepting from the playoff committee maybe. But I mean, I don't know. The way that the AD was kind of going at the ACC, I feel like, all right, well, you're going at a conference that you're not affiliated with the sport that you're trying to defend.
Right.
So
Right.
what gives you any right to do that? If it was basketball, that would be different because you're ACC in basketball.
But it's just the whole hypocrisy of the whole thing. Like Notre Dame has not won a national title since 1988. They've gone to 2 national title games since and gotten beat soundly in both of them. They are not the program that they used to be. Like it's just not that way, and it hasn't been that way for a long time. And why the CFP and these other leagues, because you could, if you look at the strength of wins right now, or the strength of record for Notre Dame, you could honestly make an argument that Tulane has better wins than Notre Dame does. Outside of USC, or really when you add USC into the Notre Dame mix, Tulane might have better wins.
Yeah.
Overall, but I would love to see the metrics and the strength of record on that, but they're just not helping their case. And I am just... I was riding the pupil mover of Magic Kingdom and I was watching the schedule release, and like the overall reaction from everyone in the park was, when they saw Miami get in, and then when they saw James Madison for Oregon, because I don't think a lot of people know the rules.
Yeah.
Why? Because they change every year, and that's part of the committee's fault. But when everyone saw, like, whoa, they're really keeping Notre Dame out. And I'm thinking, well, they're also keeping BYU out. They're keeping Texas out. They're keeping Vandy out. Teams, everyone who's got a really good case for that, they're keeping all those teams out. This isn't just a Notre Dame thing.
Yeah.
All those other teams I mentioned have better wins than what Notre Dame
Yeah,
does.
they absolutely do. I would love to see like Vanderbilt go to Oregon on Saturday night. I believe December 20th. Like that would be so fun to watch. I believe like that would be a competitive matchup. You would love to see Notre Dame play Ole Miss. Like that would be a fun.
That
matchup.
would be a fun matchup.
Like,
Absolutely. There's fun matchups all across. I would love to see that rematch with A&M.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that's true. So I can understand why they did what they did based on the criteria, I guess, that they have. But I guess my just biggest complaint is the criteria is messed up.
It is.
I think, we had this discussion, and the way I kind of chewed on it was I think Alabama wasn't punished for playing a conference game. I think that precedent has been set, aside from BYU.
Yeah, because that was kind of the BYU knew they had the win to get in.
Right.
Which
It was a little different, though, because Alabama had already beaten Georgia. They split the
Right.
season. BYU got trashed by Texas Tech twice. So
Yeah.
I get Alabama getting in. I think you can say Alabama's wins are better than Miami's wins.
and they're better than Notre Dame's.
And they're
wins.
better than Notre Dame's win. And so I think you definitely can put Alabama ahead of Miami. And Miami beat Notre Dame. And I will always say that head-to-head matters. So Miami deserves to be in over Notre Dame.
And the committee agreed.
And the committee agrees,
think
and
a lot
so
of
that's
people
I think
agree with
that's
that.
how they got to where they are. I'm okay with what they put. Again, just not okay with the criteria.
And I'm the same way. It's like based on the rules that they've established, I feel like they got the bracket right. I felt like that they got the teams in that they needed to, especially with keeping Miami in over Notre Dame because of the head-to-head. But I'm also with what Bryant said, where the criteria needs to be different because if you're truly trying to say, like I said, if you want the 12 best teams, then that Oregon game needs to end up being Oregon versus Vandy. And that
Oregon, Texas would have been
Oregon,
awesome to
Texas,
watch.
or in the instead of Tulane, Ole Miss, that needs to end up being Notre Dame and Ole Miss or something like that.
Right.
That will end up giving you your 12 best teams. So if you want to go along with what you're doing rule wise, fine. But again, You need to establish that firmly. You can't be wishy-washy on things, and don't tell us it's the 12 best teams. Just say it's the 10 best plus 2 or whatever.
Yeah, and they're flying by the seat of their pants with all this. They're making up the rule. I mean, it's so confusing. Like we how many times have we discussed who can get in, and then have to look up the rules to make sure we got it right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, you watch an interview with any of the playoff committee members,
And they-
they dodge. They don't answer a direct question that they get asked because they know they're like, oh, I don't want to contradict myself because we're going to change the rules here in a couple of weeks. Like, there's the discussion to be had on why did you place Alabama ahead of Notre Dame when both teams were winning? Like, Notre Dame didn't do anything to lose their position. But you had them ahead of Alabama one week, and then the next week you switch them.
Yeah.
Both teams won. Nothing happened between the two teams. Like that's just the example of changing dynamic, like the shiftiness of that they're going to dodge the hard questions. They're going to determine week by week what they think is right, and they're not really going to be held accountable.
The rankings thing, which it's never going to go away because it's an ESPN thing, and everyone just kind of needs to get used to it at this point. It's never going to go away because of ESPN and all of that stuff. But, they pigeonhole themselves all the time. And everyone's like, well, the only rankings that matter are these rankings, but they're very similar to the AP. They're very similar to the coaches poll. Why not just use those?
Yeah.
Well, that's what exactly.
They're basically the same thing.
And that's what we had with the BCS. The BCS, part of its formula and everything was you had the AP poll ingested into it. You had the coaches poll ingested into it. You had all these other metrics ingested into it. Going off of that Alabama thing, this is what we talked about yesterday, which is you cannot tell me that there's no politics involved in this.
Right.
That you're whatever his name is, the AD for Arkansas can sit up there. Yurchek can sit up there and be blue in his face, telling me that there's no politicking. Nope, that wasn't included. Nope. You cannot tell me that you did not move Alabama to 9 just because you were moving them to 9. You moved them to 9 to keep them safe because you knew you wanted them in if they lost the SEC championship game. So, yes, when you look at who they played, they beat Auburn by 7 points. Okay, it's a rivalry game, whatever. And Notre Dame beat Stanford by like 20-something points or whatever it was. They both won their game. They both should have stayed where they were. But, no, you moved Bama up ahead of them because you knew what you were doing with that, and everybody else knows it. Yeah. I mean, there's politics involved in all that stuff.
And another thing with the Notre Dame thing, they've got that great deal with NBC, so they're crying about the ACC hurting them. Well, the best thing to do is to join the league. They're probably going to have to lose that.
They would,
because the other team, all those other teams that you play, are going to be asking for that money too.
Yep.
I said that earlier in the year on this show. I'm like, I get. I want Notre Dame to join a conference. I get why they don't because they have their own piece of their own whole pie. They don't have to split it and divvy it up. They have their own TV deal, and I think they get more money out of it.
Yeah, it's because I think it's $50 million.
It's a lot.
You bank all of that money,
Yeah.
but at the same time, what's the most important to you? Money or getting in?
Yeah. Well, you could argue you're missing out on money by not getting in the play.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're missing out.
Words out of my
Works
mouth.
both ways.
Yeah.
And speaking of the politicking stuff, going into next year, obviously they still got the money with the NBC stuff, and now apparently you have this thing with the College Football Committee where if you're ranked 12th, you're automatically in or whatever that they're talking about.
Yeah.
What the heck is that about? I mean, I could almost sit here and guarantee by at this point next year, you're looking at Notre Dame at 12, and it could be a Tennessee at 11 or 13 or whatever. You could have a team that has a better resume than Notre Dame, regardless of who it is. And we're sitting here next year, and Notre Dame gets put in because apparently they have that clause with the committee. That rubs me the wrong way because at that point you're almost that's cheating.
Yeah.
You're cheating other teams that could be better than you, and the committee would probably now feel obligated for next year. Oh, we got to put Notre Dame in if they're right up there with them.
Yeah. No, this is Notre Dame's schedule for next year: Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Navy, Miami, Boston College, SMU, Syracuse, Stanford, USC.
There's some quality teams in
Yeah,
there, but,
I mean, Michigan State's going to have a new coach.
Yeah.
Purdue was down. Rice was 5-7 this past year. You always dominate Navy. Boston College was awful. SMU was okay. Syracuse, if they're down to their fourth-string quarterback again,
Yeah.
it's going to be awful. Stanford's going to be awful. I mean,
Every team you listed is like a B tier. Like
Yeah.
there's no A tier.
outside of Miami.
Outside of Miami, there's no A tier
Exactly.
marquee matchups. So
Whereas a Tennessee or an Alabama, they're playing a lot of
ridiculous records.
Yeah, and you can,
or
and it depends
schedules.
on which teams you play in each conference. Like,
Yeah.
there's some ACC teams that had a murderer's row. There's some Big 12 teams that had some murderer's row. There's some Big 10 teams that had a murderer's row. SEC, it's a murderer's row. No
well,
matter what
Bama
this
had
year.
4 straight
Gosh.
ranked wins. That they scraped by, but they went through a gauntlet and they did what they needed to do.
yeah,
You just if I'm Notre Dame, you've either one got to just join the ACC or football. You've got to say goodbye to NBC, cut the loss, whatever. Because if you truly want to be involved with this stuff and create a better resume, you're going to need to do that. Now, the question then becomes: do you really want to go ACC football?
yeah.
I would be more inclined that you just be in the Big Ten for football. You're in the region anyway, and you're gonna get better
You have to switch
competition.
all your sports to that too, which
I don't know. Do you have to? Could they
well,
do?
I think the conferences would pretty much make you do
They
that
make-
at
I-
that point.
I think they would do better all around the Big Ten then.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, they've got some pro. I mean, well, they are Big Ten in hockey, so they've already got kind of that tie
Yeah.
into it. They would probably do good in some of the other sports, baseball, softball, on down the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
line with it. Basketball for sure.
Basketball
Not
will
as tough
benefit.
of the league as the ACC is.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tennessee's schedule next year. Furman,
I was just looking at it.
Georgia Tech, Kennesaw State, Arkansas, South Carolina. Why do they play Arkansas every year? Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, Texas, A&M, Vanderbilt.
Ridiculous.
As compared to Notre Dame's schedule.
You get Alabama, LSU, Texas at home. You got to go on the road to A&M. I mean, there's
And
4
South Carolina
games.
and Arkansas.
There are 4 games, harder games right there than anything. And that should.
At Georgia Tech. I mean,
Yeah.
won't have Hayes King, but still,
Yeah.
it's pretty tough.
Well, think
I forgot that's how we opened the season.
going off of
Gosh.
that and what I mentioned earlier. What if we get to this point next year and you're looking at Notre Dame and Tennessee butted right against each other,
Yeah.
and Tennessee ends up having better quality wins than Notre Dame, but then they let Notre Dame in.
And this is Alabama's, East Carolina, Florida State, Chattanooga, Auburn, Georgia, South Carolina, A&M, at Kentucky, and the away games, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. All of that. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go on probably
Yeah.
on down the line. Every SEC team has a much tougher schedule. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did Mississippi State only get
You could easily see a 9-3 SEC team get in
Well,
next year.
It did this year.
I mean, you were sitting there, yeah, right. So Alabama makes it, but I guess I'm thinking maybe more regular season.
Yeah.
Consequences for the regular season games aren't going to be as high because your
Right.
strength of schedule is so ridiculous.
Also, what about, Notre Dame? You have 3 Big 12 teams. Now, they filled all the bowl games, thankfully. I'm a bowl guy fan.
Yeah,
It's great. I used to love, I had a couple teachers in high school and in middle school that would, if there's a bowl game on, would put them up
Put 'em
on
on.
the
Yep,
TV.
come on.
Or come back and, you're home for Christmas break and you just sit home and watch football all day. Now, I know there's less significance of it. The group of 5 still treat them pretty good. And some of those Power 4 teams are like, man, dude, we're an 8-4 team from this league playing an 8-4 team from that league. There's still a lot of stuff riding on
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
But Notre Dame opts out. 3 Big 12 teams opts out. And did I miss any more from that? Was it those 4 and that's it?
your knowledge is better than mine. I haven't heard of
No,
any more.
The Notre Dame thing is, we're going to stick it to ESPN. I'm like, they're still going to make money off that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
do you not understand? Like, they got Georgia Tech and BYU. That's a pretty good matchup. Like, they don't need you to make money.
Yeah.
Or we're not going to allow them to make money off us. They're making money off you regardless.
Yeah, and that's the thing that just irks me with Notre Dame is you made the point that their last championship was 88 is what you said, 88.
Lou Holtz was the coach.
Lou Holtz
He's
was the
almost
coach.
dead.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
It's like we get yeah, really. We get that you're Notre Dame. We get that you had Rudy. We get that you had all that pomp and circumstance and everything. We get that. But you're almost trying to butt yourself into things now where it's not that we say that you're irrelevant, but it's almost like we're like, okay, well then do better.
Right.
Prove to us that you're the better team. Instead of crying like a baby and be like, nope, we're Notre Dame, we deserve this. No, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't.
Right. It's another one before we go to break here, guys. This is Michigan's. Western Michigan, Oklahoma, UTEP, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan State, Penn State, UCLA, Minnesota. They got to go to Minnesota, to Oregon, to Ohio State, and they also have Rutgers. Again, way tougher.
Way tougher.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go on down the road with this. It's way tougher. I could look at new schedules or just look at schedules all day long.
I see Notre Dame, Iowa State also opting out of a bowl, and Kansas State
and Baylor.
Yeah. Big 12 finding those schools $500,000 for opting out.
Yeah, that's another thing. Don't complain about, well, we don't have enough money for this. Well, if you would have paid
That's
your
a
bowl game, you
bunch
wouldn't have
of
to pay
crap.
someone
Yeah.
$500,000.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
There have been some 5 and 7 teams that have declined bowl bids. Florida State, Auburn, UCF, Baylor, Kansas, Rutgers, and Temple have all declined. I think Georgia Southern is looking for an opponent in the Birmingham Bowl.
They got App State.
Did they get App State?
They got
Okay.
App State,
Okay.
Why?
I just looked at all the bowl games. They're all filled.
All right.
Why are you opting out of bowl? I can understand an Auburn perspective because you're transitioning with coaches and everything. I can understand why you might want to opt out for that. Notre Dame, you're just butthurt.
Yeah.
I mean, but do you look at these other teams? It's like, why do you opt out of bowl game? That should
some
be.
Some of the 5 and 7s did, and I can somewhat understand. You didn't think you're making a bowl. You already turned in all your stuff.
New coaches are coming in.
Yeah, and I get the new coaches and everything, but I'm like, because obviously people who were 6 and 6 needed to say we don't want to play their bowl, right?
Right.
Well, why are you saying that? To me, it's like you should be thrilled to be able to say, hey, we got a bid for a bowl.
And think about it, like that's 15 practices you get. That some of these, like, well, we have to play a lot of young guys. Well, good.
Yeah.
They're going to get experience.
That's a good experience.
They're going to get first team reps.
Yeah.
They're going to get to play in front of a packed stadium on a neutral field against another opponent. Like they get live reps. Take advantage
It's invaluable.
of this.
Invaluable.
These people want to destroy the bowl system. Like, no, like you can legit, if you treat it the right way, like these guys are supposed to do, you can build for your future if you play it right.
Sure.
Yeah.
And some of these, I'm thankful for the schools that are going to do it. Hopefully they take advantage of it and play it right.
Yeah.
So, it's
That's interesting that I didn't hear that the Big 12 is starting to fine them, but I mean, that's a loss for
Well,
the
that's TV money.
conference.
That's TV money for the Big 12 that they're
it's TV
losing.
money.
Exactly, the TV money they lose.
the schools do get money out of it.
Yeah.
And there's like, if you win, you get X amount. If you lose, you get X amount.
Right.
Like if you don't sell out your allotment, but think about this, like Iowa State would sell out their allotment. Baylor would. Kansas State definitely would. Those are three really good fan bases. I get it, like two going through a coaching change, but like think about this. And this was brought up, I was listening to it last night, trying to stay awake. I chugged 2 of these.
Cut the check, Aloni.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I chugged 2 of those at the gas station in Macon, Georgia, and I was buzzing. But someone made a point, like, think about this. Someone's played 4 or 5 years at a program. They're not going to the NFL. They're not going to Canadian League, and arena football is basically independent wrestling at this point. I miss the Arena League games.
Yeah.
Those games are so much fun. But anyways, like that could have been their last football game. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, well, was it really a player decision, or was this an administration, or like was there anybody in that room going, wait, I don't yeah, you guys are going in the portal, get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
I want to play this game. Anyone else that's want to join me, remember, we just need 11 on offense, 11 on defense, and a few subs. You guys want to coach us? Fine. Everyone else that doesn't want to play, there's a door. Don't let it hit your rear end on the way out of it. We're going to go play this game.
Yeah.
Or or were they that influenced by the administration at these schools and say, well, we really just don't want to do this? Like, no, to hell if you do. This is my last game. Don't speak for me. I'm sure there's a few guys sitting in that situation.
It probably, and I hate it. And that was a question that I had yesterday with the Notre Dame stuff is, all right, well, who made that decision? Was it just the AD or was it the coaches and the players? And it sounded like it was kind of the coaches and the players.
Yeah. Or it could have been a butthurt AD.
Or it could have,
Yeah, anytime an AD says, well, it's because I've been around enough, like, well, the players didn't want to do it. Like, really? You don't want to prove that you're one of the best teams that should have been in the playoff and go play another team that's claiming the same thing?
Yeah.
Like, go beat them. Prove to everyone you should have been in there. Let that controversy fester. But, like, one of the greatest tweets I saw yesterday about it was someone said, "Oh, Notre Dame avoiding playing a tough opponent." And didn't see that one.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah,
oh, jeez.
So, yeah, there's that. Well, coming up next, guys, we'll take a look at some things going down in the NFL when we return here on Exports Today.
Back to school equals back to big savings at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Score 0% financing on select models and up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 1,500 trucks. Over 150 used vehicles, all priced to move and below market value. Need service? Our expert team is ready, and we've got loaner vehicles to keep you moving while we work. Hurry into Heritage Automotive, where the deals are hot and the savings are huge.
Heritage Automotive. Expect more, experience the difference.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
The Raptor Series from Hustler Turf. A premium line of residential mowers designed with a wide stance for operator comfort. A one-piece 11-gauge steel frame and welded steel deck for added durability. Finished off with premium Kawasaki V-twin power. We are Hustler Turf, and this is Hustler Country.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Taylor Plott and Brian Gobble. Guys, let's go into the NFL. Last night, what a wild game in Los Angeles. I got to listen to it because my son was watching the Monsters, Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Plus.
Nice.
So Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan were killing it.
That's right.
Mike Wazowski was with the Eagles. Sully was with the Chargers. And it was fun. I don't know the play-by-play guy's name, but Dan Orlovsky was the color commentator. So I was listening, keeping up with it, with what was going on. Yeah, the Monsters, Inc. version of the 3 turnovers in one play was wild.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know how it computed. I don't know how it registered what was going on.
It was crazy. Just their commentary of it, and them trying to explain it and dumb it down for a kid's audience. Because it's you're watching it like it's a video game. Now it looks great. And my wife and I kept going, what kind of technology is going on with this? I want to see if I can find it on Twitter, but it was what a good win for the Chargers, but it's man, what's going on with Philly, man?
They made their own mistakes. I mean,
absolutely.
the Chargers beat them, but at the same time, Philadelphia could have easily won that dang game. Jalen Hurts. It starts with Jalen Hurts having 4 turnovers. You can't win games or turn the ball over that many. Or 4 interceptions. I guess 5 turnovers if you count the weird fumble that we just mentioned. He throws an interception, and the defender's running back. The defender returning the interception fumbles the football. Jalen picks it up.
Yeah.
Jalen then gets it stripped, and so he had 2 turnovers right there on one play.
On it. It's an automatic first down.
Right, fall on it, and you live to see another play. But it starts with the turnovers. Jalen's not playing good. I think it's funny that they were winning games with A.J. Brown not getting the ball, and now A.J. Brown gets all the touches and targets that he wants, and now they're not winning. I think that's just funny from an A.J. Brown perspective.
Here's the Monsters, Inc. version of it from last night.
Okay.
So
James
Sully intercepts. Then there's the ball, and everyone goes, and the ball just stays at the 25-yard line.
It couldn't register.
Then he waves. He starts talking trash.
Oh my gosh!
It couldn't register the whole thing.
That's funny.
Well, Jalen did not play well last night. They're not getting Saquon. I don't think his volume that he needs. He needs to be the focal point of the offense, but it's hard for them to do that because they're kind of patching together an offensive line. They've had holes in the offensive line. And so you're like, okay, what about the defense? I really don't know what's wrong with the defense. I mean, they haven't been playing great.
They've got great players.
They do, and you've seen flashes of it throughout the year, but they couldn't put it together last night. Justin Herbert kind of did what he did. They'll run play action. They'll run Kamani Vidal, whatever, however you want to say his last name. Him and Hampton had really good catches and really good carries. Herbert kind of pulled the ball and ran all over him too, with a broken hand. Put that guy in the dirt and make his hand hurt, and they didn't do that. So the Eagles are broken. I also think that Chargers had a good game plan. They're no slouch of a team, and hard to win a game, I guess. Underlying the overarching theme, it's hard to win a game when your quarterback throws 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
Pretty self-explanatory.
I feel like that's it.
And they spent the good portion of the early part of the game, at least on the Monsters, Inc. side of it, talking about how Jalen Hurts protects the ball. He just doesn't throw interceptions. But I've always said this. If you can force the Eagles to make Jalen Hurts throw, you will win that game.
Yeah.
And they proved it last night because you saw it in college. You know.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yep. There's a reason Tua was put over Jalen.
Yeah, Oklahoma fans know you force Jalen Hurts to be a quarterback who has to throw it 25-plus or 30-plus times a game, your win percentage goes down and down. The more he throws, the more it goes down.
His Jalen Hurts is best when he's allowed to scramble. He gets some scramble yardage. It makes the defense become a little bit more aware and more timid about making sure that he's contained. And then what he'll do well is then throw the mid-range passes and have a slant over the middle or an in route or some post route. And that when he mixes and matches between the running game, the scrambling game, and being able to throw occasionally, that's where he's his best. Right. And you're right. They made him throw a lot, and look what happened. So when you make Jalen become one-dimensional, Jalen doesn't do well.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the MO with them, and they're kind of falling apart. There's been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes with that group.
He only has, I guess this is updated, according to Pro Football Reference, he has 6 interceptions on the year. So 4 of them came last night, and he only had 2. He literally tripled his amount in one game.
Yeah, well, speaking of another team that's struggling, guys, the Chiefs. I don't know if they're getting in now. I mean,
they needed that win.
They did, and they didn't come up. You know, you got Kelsey turning down media interviews. That was kind of a theme this weekend.
Shocker. Yeah. Him acting like a complete tailhole. Wow, nobody's surprised. I hate that guy.
There it is. There it is. I knew it was coming.
The whole Kelsey.
I did not see this coming.
The whole Travis Kelsey, Jason Kelsey, the New Heights podcast, the Taylor Swift crap could not leave the media and get out of football quicker. Like if it happened yesterday, it was way too late. Like I can't even speak. It just gets on my last nerves. I don't hate the Chiefs for who they are. Like, they're just a good football team. Patrick Mahomes kind of whines a little bit, but he's a good football player. Yeah. Andy Reid's a good coach. Travis brought it on himself by dating a superstar, by acting like a complete idiot, and then him and Jason Kelsey have this podcast where they try to act like the moral, shining, guiding lights of the world, and they try to act like, oh, we're such a good family and we have such good things going. And it's just a bunch of freaking crap. And I'm tired of them being front and center of the National Football League, front and center of any media that you see. So
it's
sorry.
Indeed, well, I can go on a rant as well. Like, I don't listen to a lot of these player podcasts because let's face it, they're football players, basketball players, and baseball players for a reason. There's not a whole lot of Rhodes Scholars talking in this. And a lot of it is, being behind the scenes. Taylor, you and I have done a lot of behind the scenes, being journalists and being on the sports side of it. A lot of 75% of what you hear is BS.
Oh, yep.
It's completely cultivated. You're hearing our side of the story. Well, your side of the story might also not be true.
Yeah.
And most of the time, what you're telling us, there's probably some truth in it, but there's also a lot of untrue things going on. Like, I remember, that's why I don't read the Players Tribune, which I'm glad that's kind of going by the wayside a little bit, because my favorite one was David Ortiz. Man, the media was just hating on me and causing all this hate. Like, well, you did get busted for steroids.
Yeah.
And by the way, in his article, he lied about in this Player Tribune article, he lied about what drugs he took. Why? Because you can look it up online for the official report that MLB released. And I only took this. Actually, no, it says you took that because they found that in your system, not that in your system. Again, there's reason why journalists in the media needs to exist. Like, is the media and journalists perfect? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. I've missed things. We've all missed things, but this is why I don't talk to the media. Why? Because they're going to call you out in your BS.
Yeah.
Like, we're not stupid, bro. We got eyes.
That's what we're here for.
I don't need to know what a Z Blitz box lunch blitz is coming, but if you throw it to the guy in the other jersey, that's on you.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad if you do that. Like, you should know that. I don't need to know that. You should know that. It's your job. Don't throw it to the other guy. Don't have 2 turnovers in one play.
Yeah.
Pat
Mahomes had a couple of turnovers like that were very costly.
They have only a 10% chance to get in, according to ESPN.
That doesn't. That's surprising. If you told me it's first of the year, hey, 1st of December's rolling around, and they're not really.
Because they were on fire going into
it. I wouldn't have believed you. I thought that they would be able to figure it out, but they haven't. They'll get some momentum, and then they'll shoot themselves in the foot. Yeah. They also have offensive line struggles. Like, they keep having guys that go out. I think Joe Tooney's been out. They just lost Wanya Morris. They have a lot of gaps to patch up.
What's the biggest Philly's having offensive line issues. The Chiefs are having offensive line issues.
Yeah.
Look at the top teams all across the NFL. Good offensive
Good
lines.
offensive
lines.
Game, no matter
Right.
how many times you throw it, how many times you run it, how much the game has changed, one thing is still constant. If you win the battle up front, you will win the game.
Yeah.
Well,
Hasn't changed.
last year, the nastiest team, Philadelphia Eagles, had a great offensive line
great defensive
and
line.
great
And just
defensive line, right? And
rode it to
I think
another-
that's why the Titans are struggling this year. They got a quarterback, and Cam Ward's running for his life.
Yeah.
Did y'all see him absolutely spike a guy 10 feet underground? Was that not amazing? That was awesome. Like, he planted his A, and he should have walked back to the locker room with his tail between his legs, because that was just turn your jersey in after that. That was
about that?
embarrassing.
Just go ahead and retire.
I think it was Delpit. Was it Grant
It was
Delpit?
Grant Delpit. How about them going to Cleveland and winning? I know that
They actually won that game.
Yeah, and it wasn't fluky.
No,
It wasn't
actually-
fluky.
it
They
wasn't
won
there
the
for
game.
They looked
went in
good.
there and won the game. Cam Ward topped Shador again. And
found me.
was he talking trash with him on social media?
Oh,
too?
I don't know. I know Shador and Jeffrey Simmons kind of had their back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Shador's sitting there throwing a touchdown and going and
Yeah.
walking up doing
Yeah.
the watch flash in Jeffrey Simmons' face. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be talking trash to that big man. Like, that's just me.
Oh.
I guess you make your
Okay,
life
but-
decisions on your own. But
They're good now. But did you see during some of the camps before the draft Cam Ward's like, nah, man, I'm not here to make videos. I'm here to get better.
Yeah.
I'm here to
Yeah.
I'm here to
I know
be
you're
a
talking
better
about.
quarterback.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and Shador's is he had no answer for it because Cam Ward's right.
Yeah.
Now Shador's playing okay. He's not playing terrible. He's
he
playing.
scored like 34 fantasy points.
Yeah,
and I was
he's
against
playing.
him.
He's not playing bad.
No,
by,
it was definitely better than what Gabriel had on the field.
yeah,
So.
absolutely.
My whole thing with that is, look, if you want to be the TikTok star, the Instagram star, the pop, whatever you want to be, that Shador wants to be, if as long as you back it up on the field and you actually are playing pretty decent,
Yeah.
have at it, have at it. But if you're going to go out there and just suck, then you're going to have it coming to you.
Yeah. So the playoff picture is starting. Looks like in the AFC, Broncos 45% to get the number one seed. The Patriots 36%. Jaguars, that was a good win for them. Daniel Jones is out for the year, and now
They might have Phillip Rivers.
44-year-old with 44 kids, Phillip Rivers.
who hasn't played since 2020. He has 10 kids, is that right?
Something
I
like
guess
that.
he got
Yep.
tired of being in the house with 10 kids. I mean, good grief.
It's his own fault, man.
He did. His last team he played with was
The Colts.
in
Yeah.
2020, but
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. Apparently, the workout went well.
Yeah.
Like, it happened last night. They signed him, I think, right to the practice squad. So apparently he
Just
can.
did this morning, yeah.
Apparently that he can still sling it, but I don't know. Like, if you've been out of the game that long, it's kind of like. You ever seen the Mr. 3000?
Yes.
Like, that is a great movie, and I felt like this is so applicable. Like,
Yeah.
he's like waiting. He's like, all right, throw it. And he's like, oh, it's already gone. Like I feel like Phillip Rivers is going to have the same issues. He's going to, like, just throw the ball straight into defensive coverage because he's just so late. He needs to be so fast with his timing.
It's week 15.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He has the funkiest arm motion ever in the history.
He
of
does.
The NFL. Throws it like he's shot putting it or throwing it.
it's like over here.
He's throwing a
It's like-
frisbee.
Yeah.
But
All right.
It
So
worked.
when's the trade deadline?
It's already passed.
It's already passed. That's what I was thinking. It's already passed. So if I'm the Colts, you've lost your starting quarterback. I'm blanking on who their backup is.
The Leonard kid.
That was Leonard.
He's
Yeah,
a rookie.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard. You're still in a position to make the playoffs. Now, are you a Super Bowl contending team that you kind of look like you might have been earlier in the year? I don't really think so.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Colts, I'm sitting back, I'm thinking, okay, well, we still have a chance to get into the playoffs. Who can we have that can actually lead us to that? Is it Riley Leonard? Probably not.
right.
So I don't know. It's for
Who's
me.
sitting at home that they could get, though?
That's the thing. And if the trade deadline obviously is passed, then if this has happened a couple of weeks ago or right before that, you could have just gone and be like, all right, well, let's get Joe Flacco from the Bengals, or let's get, heck, you could even just try to get like a Jameis Winston, because sometimes he'll catch fire and he can just, let you go. Yeah, really.
Dub.
But I mean, it's not like I don't hate the move.
Yeah.
I can understand the move, because at that point you're like, okay, well, we still have a good team here. Who can we get that we feel like we can kind of still maintain that momentum?
Yeah.
They obviously like Phillip Rivers enough.
I forgot. Ryan Tannehill still
is he there?
He's still a free agent. Has been signed.
Okay.
Sam Ehlinger. He could have also came in. He played for the Colts, so maybe they didn't want to have Ehlinger back. But
Right.
I don't know. He's only 27. It says he's on the Denver Broncos practice squad, so you can sign players off of another
absolutely.
Denver practice squad.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke, Trevor Siemian, Ryan Tannehill. That's
I could have gone with the Ryan Tannehill.
Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker, who's been a backup for the Lions. I don't know. Maybe this is just the right fit. Like, maybe none of those guys were the right fit. Right. Maybe they turned the Colts down and they just were like, okay, we know Phillip is available. No, he hasn't played in a long time, but he knows the culture. I don't know if he knows the locker room. Roster turnover 5 year can't be it's got to be big roster turnovers. So he probably doesn't know many of the guys in the locker room, but at least he knows the ownership. He knows the locker room and knows the expectations around there.
And he's a good dude too. So it's not like you're bringing in some diva that's going to just completely jack things up. He's a good, solid dude. Far as I'm aware, I hadn't heard anything in his past, whether he was with the Chargers or with the Colts, where there were locker room issues. He seemed like he meshed pretty well with the teams that he had. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right to me.
Sounds about right. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't hate the move. Obviously, he's 44 years old, but they obviously see that he is still able to do what he needs to do. Mm-hmm. He's got a great football mind. And like I said, you're in a position to make a charge for the playoffs still. Give it a shot.
Yeah. Coming up this next week, guys, we've a lot of playoff positioning games going on. Mm-hmm. Thursday night, Atlanta at Tampa Bay. The Bears got the Browns. Cincinnati's still in it statistically, but Baltimore needs a win.
Because Baltimore peed down their leg.
Yeah, and Baltimore needs a win in a big way. They got to go to Cincinnati. The Chargers are at Kansas City. That's huge. Buffalo, New England, that's big.
Yeah.
Big. Washington, New York, not big. Vegas at Philly, I think we all know that's going to go. Jacksonville has got to keep winning. They're the top team, but when you've got the Colts and the Texans on your heels, even though the Colts are kind of falling.
You take advantage. I think you can take advantage of the limping. I guess I can't think of the proper word to say. The
limping to the finish.
The limping to the finish. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the Raiders? Did you see what I saw? That Portnoy posted it.
Yeah.
Did they look
lost $250,000?
Yeah, because of what did they end up kicking the field goal to make it? It was like an 8-point spread or something, and they I don't know.
He's a little. Some of these guys that just say whatever they want to. That's. I heard it said on Sports Talk Radio as I was driving back last night. We're in this kind of bro culture.
Yes.
With the McAfees and the Portnoys of the world, where they just kind of, we're going to say whatever we want to, no matter how unhinged it is. At some point, you're going to hurt yourself. Like McAfee talking about ESPN executives. Okay, that's great, but you say the wrong thing to the wrong guy, or say he goes up there and goes, all right, guys, went and saw the new Frozen movie. I'm telling you right, it sucks.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're like, dude, we don't need you anymore. Yeah. Because and then remember, WWE's on ESPN now. They say, well, you can't be on that. Now, you're not on College Game Day. Because you think about it, he burned his bridge with Barstool. He's burned his bridge with FanDuel. And I can't remember the other bridge that he's burned. You burn it with ESPN. Who's going to sponsor your show?
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for this?
And it's not going to be Fox because guess what Fox has to deal with now? Barstool.
Yeah.
So that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. No. So we tend to overcorrect at times. We bring in the bros and, now all the Portnoys and the McAfees of the world, and then it might be an overcorrection where it's a bunch of just old balding guys like me, just curmudgeon,
Now, give me all day, any day. Give me Jersey Jerry. Give me
they're entertaining.
Big Cat.
They crack me up.
Did you see the post? This was I think a few weeks ago where they're sitting in there watching some game, and all of a sudden Jersey Jerry just goes, "Oh my God, you've got to be blah blah blah," and they're like, "What did you do?" It's like, I ended up betting like $10,000 on the Raiders or something like that. I was like, what did you do that for? It's like, I accidentally put an extra zero in there. I don't know what I did. It's just, give me that stuff any day.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Like, when it's like that, and it's,
Yeah.
and it's not nip, but like going out and telling people you need to murder Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
Because I'm
that's a
dumb
little
enough
much.
dumb enough to bet on him. Like that's a little much.
Yeah.
Arizona, Houston, Green Bay, Denver. That's big. Both of those teams are fighting for top spots, each of their conference. Carolina at New Orleans, Detroit at Los Angeles. Feels like the Lions are playing a big game every week.
Yeah.
They have no break in that schedule
They're
whatsoever.
at Los Angeles.
Yeah, they're at the
Man,
Rams.
that's so tough.
Yeah.
Man, they're already on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Like they're on the bubble, I guess you could say. They're not winning. I guess they could win their division if the Packers slip up. The Packers could lose their game this weekend against Denver. Yeah, they could easily lose that game, and the Lions would just be right back in the hunt for the NFC. But you also got to worry about the Bears too.
Yeah.
Man, that is just such a competitive division.
There's so many divisions that are crazy competitive.
Yeah.
That one, the West, the AFC South, we didn't know that was going to be a really competitive one.
Yeah. I didn't realize the Jaguars would kind of make a run.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I mean, Trevor Lawrence played well the other day,
yeah.
and
He hasn't been bad. He
Right?
really
They took
hasn't.
advantage of the limping Colts,
Yeah.
and Colts are spiraling. Like, I don't see how Houston doesn't catch the Colts and knock them out of their wild card spot
Yeah. Well,
and
the Colts are at Seattle this weekend.
yeah. I don't see.
That's tough. Thankfully, hey, the Niners get Tennessee. You get a bye week, and you get one of the worst teams in the league. Coming out of a bye week.
Niners looking good for their.
Dallas gets Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota's kind of limping towards the finish. Monday night's big. Miami at Pittsburgh.
Miami's playing pretty good right
Yeah,
now.
they are.
They're 6-7 right now, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're still pushing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They'd have to win out, right? They have
Yeah.
4 games left, so
They
they'd
have
have
4
to.
games left.
I guess at 10-7, maybe you
their
could get
schedule
a
is Steelers, Bengals,
card.
Buccaneers, Patriots.
Steelers,
All of those
Bengals,
teams are
Bucks,
competing.
Pats, yeah. Miami's
the
not getting in,
playoffs,
but
yeah.
they're still dangerous though. So
Yeah.
I guess that has more implications for.
Yeah.
Um,
NFC's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, not really. When you look at the 49ers are at 6, the Bears are at 7, Detroit's right behind at 8 and 5, Dallas is creeping up there at 6 and 6.
they're still
8 and 9.
competitive
Yeah.
in their division. Like
Yeah.
if the Eagles continue to
Yeah.
fall, like
Yeah.
it's easily, especially with that one tie that they have. Like that tie makes all the
Yeah.
difference. That's one less loss, and
They're only a half game back. It
yeah,
looks like.
yeah. So they could easily catch the Eagles, especially after the Eagles lost last night.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
the Cowboys playoff is
Yeah.
very much alive and well right now.
It's an interesting time.
I found that video with Jersey Jerry. I'll share it after the show.
Well, that's a good time to break it off. So tomorrow, guys, we're going to. I know it's normally Tuesday we do trivia. We're going to break off trivia into tomorrow and do some keep 'em or dump 'em. I actually don't have to make a 3.5-hour drive on a Wednesday for once, so I'm excited for that.
There we go.
So we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, Mike is out of the infirmary. He's good to go, and we'll have Mike back here tomorrow. So for Taylor, Brian, and myself, we'll see you guys tomorrow here on Exports Today.
Going the distance with local sports. This